Good morning, everybody. Hope everyone's doing well. We are gonna just jump right in and see what the energy is like today. Spirit, can you tell us how we're starting out our day? What's the energy like today? What can we look forward to? You know what, guys? These cards are sticky. I think it is time for a new mermaid deck. We've got the Wheel of Fortune. That's good energy, right? So that is coming. Things are changing, right? We're steering the ship. If there's one thing we can always count on, is that things change, right? They never, ever stay the same. Now, whether they move, whether this wheel turns left or turns right, I guess is completely up to us because we have free will. When we give up control of that and we let spirit steer that ship, likely we'll be taken to places that we never thought of. And although that can be scary, it can also be exciting, right? Think about a roller coaster. You go up the first hill, right? That anticipation of the drop. And the anticipation, although it is scary, is also exciting. That is because your body will have the same reaction physically to fear as it does to excitement. Your heart will race. You'll get butterflies in your stomach. You will feel somewhat anxious. So I haven't actually talked about this in a while, so it's kind of neat. But I tell people, when you are afraid of something, that fear emotion is going to attract more things to make you afraid. Because like energy attracts like energy. So in an effort to minimize the amount of things that scare us, that we manifest into our lives, we can think about that fear and as if it were excitement. We can literally trick our brains into thinking that we're excited about something that we're afraid of. So for example, let's say you are afraid to speak in public. You get up on the stage, your palms are sweaty and your heart's racing and whatnot. And you think in your mind, oh my God, I'm so afraid of this. You can literally just say the word excited and your entire mentality will change. Your brain will believe you because your physical symptoms match, right? So if we take that one step further, how else can we apply that? Tricking our brain, emotion, mentality into that's what they call transmuting, right? So what else can we transmute from dark to light? If you think about it, all transmuting is looking at it from a different perspective, right? You walk into a dark room in your house and all you have to do is turn the light on to change it, right? So how else can we do that in our lives? And I think that's what our Wheel of Fortune is saying to us today, right? How can you trick yourself into thinking you're going left when you're going right? You can literally go right by making 3 left turns. So there's that. But, I digress. At any rate, the energy being that there's changes coming, right? We're not the same people we were yesterday. We're not the same people we're going to be tomorrow. Is there anybody in your life that you haven't seen in many, many years? And you remember them the way they were, right? Because you would have no basis for who they are now. And when you see them, you're like, oh my God, you've changed. Or maybe you say you haven't changed, right? Because the polite thing is obviously physically you haven't changed, but they're different people, right? And how many people are you judging? And I don't mean judging in a bad way, but I mean, thinking that you know this person, and you don't. They're different people. People change. 20 years ago, you would not have wanted to know me. Trust me on that one. But anyway, change is coming. So my advice for this card for you guys today is to embrace it, embrace it. See what new and exciting things can happen today. Don't limit yourself. Don't keep your thoughts limited to that which you can create. Let them, judgment, let them manifest via spirit, right? Because spirit, God, can think of so many better things than we can. So when you ask for something, use your judgment. But remember that our judgment is limited to that which we know. And that's literally what I think this is saying. This mermaid knows she's limited. And she says, I'll take, XYZ and anything better, right? You got to give that last few words to spirit to give him the prerogative, right? Because they're going to give us what we ask for. If I ask for $200 to pay a bill, I'll get $200. But I could have said, I need $200. I want $200 to pay my bill and more, or more. Either one. Just add to it at the end. Don't limit yourself. Get out of this bubble. Get out of this bubble of your belief and start to see that you are literally limited to that which you know. And there's an infinity of ideas, knowledge, and things beyond that we are unaware of, or at least asleep to. When people say that they are spiritually awake or they've had a spiritual awakening, everybody thinks it's this big grand idea of, they woke up one day and they knew the secrets of the universe, right? And to some degree it is. What I have come to learn is that I expect this big, huge, grandiose idea, right? When we realize our beliefs are limited and that they're not ours, that is literally opening your eyes to the truth of who you are, i.e. a spiritual awakening. When you start to discern what beliefs are yours, that is lifting the veil of illusion, if you will. These words that the spiritual community uses, they can sound big, scary, and even somewhat anti-religious. They're really not. It's no more than a healthy mental attitude, really. You could call it spiritual, or you could just call it being aware of who you are and figuring out all of those things that the world told you that you just blindly believed, right? That is what that limiting belief is that I talk about, right? So, I know you guys have heard me talk about it before, but, money doesn't grow on trees, or you have to work hard to succeed. No, I don't believe that. I don't believe that anymore. I choose to believe something different. Seven of Swords, and that's literally what it is. Let's stop deceiving ourselves, right? Let's stop hiding. Let's stop just blindly trusting people who have limiting beliefs. Question everything. I think that's been the theme of the week for me, at least anyway, is, I'm starting to drive people crazy because they'll say something and I'm like, why? Where did that come from? Who told you that? Who decided that? Who's they? They say this, they say that. Who's they? My they is God. And unless God himself comes down and tells me something to be true, then I need proof. And God is the only thing I don't need proof of. And yet he provides me proof of his existence every day. Every day I wake up. Every day I hear my granddaughter laugh or exchange good morning texts with the important women in my life. And I don't mean to discount the men in my life, but I am literally on a mission to empower the women in my life. So it is just a choice I've made. And those people that are important to me and happen to be female, I take special care with. And so this card Get rid of the box. Put the swords down. Quit believing everything you're told. It's deceitful. It is deceitful. And what I think is funny is you would be surprised when you start to really think about these things, how many things you can question, right? I mean, to the point of, who decided we had to wear shoes? Well, probably that came about because somebody got hurt, right? And it's usually that limiting belief will come in from someone whose intentions were good. You know, they were trying to protect you in some way and didn't realize that in an effort to protect you, they actually created this limiting belief or hurt you in some way. I would say that my attitude of late is that people who have hurt us in the past, abused us, or whatever, whatever word you want to use, literally didn't know any better, right? They were doing the best they could, and they were just trying to protect us. So, take it with a grain of salt. Take it or leave it, actually. You can hold those grudges, or you can try to understand where it came from. And I feel like I'm kind of all over the map today, guys. I don't even know how to address it. But there's just so much I want to say. There's a lot today. I'm going to tell you a story. Let's finish reading. So, being that we are changing and growing, we've got the Hierophant in reverse. So the Hierophant is authority, right? It is the knowledge from years past. She's in the library, she's studying. But you notice she's not reading. She's writing. We are coming out of the time when authority is the end-all be-all. We're questioning everything. And I think Spirit here is telling us to continue to do so. Then we've got the Fool in reverse. Now that can leave you stuck. You can go down rabbit holes and never get your new beginning if you do that too much. Do it to an extent, but balance. Find balance in everything. Don't get stuck in the same routines, in the same mindset. Remember that everything's constantly changing. Guys, we have 4 major arcana, which brings us to the 3 of Swords in the reverse. So the 3 of Swords is overthinking and third parties and all that negative stuff. That shit's gone. It's you and God. That's it. You're co-creating with God, and you are using your Empress energy. You're birthing new ideas. Your creativity is at an all-time high. Ride the wave, guys. Ride the wave, because, like I said, everything changes. What's good won't last, and what's bad won't last. So make sure that we appreciate these things. I don't know what new things you have on the horizon, but whatever they are, embrace them. Embrace them. Don't be afraid of them. Don't get stuck in your head overthinking them, and use that Empress energy. Because Empress energy, although it sounds and looks and appears to be feminine, which it is, it's a feminine energy, it's creative, does not mean woman. Okay? I know many men out there who are very creative and artistic and playful, and that's just a feminine energy. It's the nurturing, it's the mother, it's the playful, it's everything we want to be when we don't have to be, if that makes sense. We live in a world of duality. Yes, we have to pay our bills, but you know what? What's the point of paying your bills if you can't have any fun at home later on? You don't work to live, you live to work, blah, blah, blah. All those old, what is the word? I can't even think of the word, the sayings or whatever. But, just remember, it's all waves. It's going to go up, it's going to go down. It's going to go up, it's going to go down. Nothing's going to last, and everything changes. So I was going to tell you guys a story, and I'm kind of like rushing through the reading because I really wanted to tell you. I've been thinking about it all morning, actually. So I feel like it's really something that I need to say for someone out there needs to hear it. But I had seen this movie years ago called The Usual Suspects with Kevin Spacey. Amazing movie. The whole movie, this gentleman is telling the story of Kaiser Soze, right? And by the end, you realize at the very end, actually, that he made the whole thing up based on things that he'd seen in the room. Just blindly just was creating things as he saw them, which will bring me to a whole different subject. So we'll skip over that for now. But as he's walking out the police station, he appears to be like, I am so sorry, guys. I don't know why my family always calls during these things. But anyway, and I'm telling you, I do not disturb it. Somebody out there who knows iPhones, talk to me. At any rate, so when he walks out of the police station, his disabilities disappear, right? Suddenly he's walking upright, gets into the back of a limousine, and it is revealed that he, in fact, is Kaiser Soze, right? Because nobody had ever identified this man before. And you realize that because inside the police station, in comes the facts of what he looks like. And he just gets away. And the very end of the movie, the final phrase of the movie, and it stayed with me for, God, it's got to be 25 years now, I don't even know. The greatest trick the devil ever played was convincing the world he didn't exist. This statement has haunted me for years. And a few years back when I had my spiritual awakening, it popped in my head, right? And a lot of times things pop in our head because we're meant to contemplate them. We're meant to learn from them. And in getting ready this morning, and a few times over the past couple of years, I thought I had figured out what that means. And it will mean different things to different people, and it meant different things to me at different times. But what it meant for me today was, we do live in a world of duality. There is good and bad. There is light and dark. And everyone, if you are human, has light and dark within them. We all do good and we all do bad. I am no saint, and nor do I claim to be. We talk about shadow work, and that is literally just revealing to yourself, admitting to yourself that you have a dark side, that you've done bad things, that you have cheated the system in some way, you took a shortcut somewhere along the line, and you have been made to feel in these limiting beliefs that was wrong or bad, or made you undeserving, or was going to give you bad karma, etc., blah, 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 right? Well, if you think about it, those people that can't do that insist that they are perfect, they can't admit to themselves that they have a dark side or that they're bad in any way, is what that statement meant to me today. The greatest trick the devil ever played was convincing the world he didn't exist. If you don't think you have a bad side, then the devil is winning, guys. He's winning. That's all I can say. Embrace it, transmute it, learn from it, and move on from it. There's nothing to forgive. In my life lately, there's no good, there is no bad, there just is. And when you get to that place of unity, of not seeing things as right or wrong, they just are, it can be very empowering, it can be very liberating. And it's not easy to stay in that vibration. It's not easy to stay in that mentality, but it can happen. And when you get glimpses of it, it's an amazing feeling. So that is my hope for you guys today with this energy of this, major arcanas. We literally have only 2, 3. We have 4 and 3. We have 4 major arcana and 3 minors. So, the energy lately is, these are big lessons. These are big life lessons. These are going to take you far. The minor arcana is more of our free will, our choice of how we want to think, how we want to react, how we want to handle these things. But these major ones, those are divine. Those are divine. The shit that's going on now, it was going to happen regardless of what choice you made. So remember to ride the waves, ride the highs, ride the lows, embrace them all, transmute them. Don't get stuck in your head about them. And I'm going to leave it there. Guys, don't forget about our homework. We still have gratitude and money. We are not using the word money. We're using green energy. And we are going to list 10 things that we are grateful for. And meditate on those for 10 minutes every day. With that, guys, I'm going to take off and call my cousin back because I'm sure she's not happy with the fact that I declined the call. But at any rate, I love you guys, and we will chat tomorrow.